Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again to review some amazing footage that Jeff Keighley has provided for us before. We've previously inspected, right, Amyat's kit under the lens of comparison with the ones that we saw from Genshin Impact, right? And it's pretty clear by now, Columbine is not looking too great in comparison, right? They're both Archon equivalent characters, Sentinels, that sort of stuff, but one definitely has a lot more production value, right, than the other. However, one thing that's very clear about Columbina's kit and Columbina's animations is that they're probably the worst that Hoyoverse has produced in, like, all of their games within the past, like, 3 years. I think that's fair to say. Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, and past Genshin units from 2.0 look better than this. So I don't really think it's a fair playing field, right? This is, comparing these two, is literally like stealing money from a toddler. That's a crime, and we shouldn't do that. So, why don't we pair up Aemeath in all of her glory with some more legitimate competition? So I've got on the screen over here some other Hoyo games, and you're going to notice there are going to be some similarities with Aemeath. On the topic of pink hair, we've got Sirene. On the topic of mechs, or really, girls that transform into mechs, we've got Firefly. And for the last pick, this fucking idiot. Yeah, she's so stupid, it's crazy, but I just had to put her in here because she uses a mecha too, but I think everyone thinks she's fucking garbage. Anyways, those are going to be the comparisons that we have ready to go. So why don't we just start off with a bit of a refresher, right, and see what Aemeath has for us. Let's start off on a high note this time. It'll only get worse from here.
Ready to launch. Eclipse. The world is mine to guard. Objective lost.
How about we just do, like, a quick summary of what we're seeing over here so that we know, like, the main points that really drive this character's kit. Main thing is that there's dynamic gameplay between her and her mech. And there are, like, special intro, like, outro animations for when she transforms from mech to Resonator. And then she also has a special animation where she transforms from Resonator to mech. So that's like one of the main things that's like a big part of her kit, that interplay. The fact that you're actively controlling both units in the gameplay. Then you got her first liberation, right? Very nice animation. Huge, right? I think a lot of people would look at this and just be like, that looks awesome. But then you get a burst mode afterwards too. You get a burst mode. And this modifies the mech's attacks. Because those aren't in the base moveset. It turns into like a ranged weapon with like guns and stuff and cannons. And then of course, absolute cinema. So those are the main strong points of Aemeath's kit. Let's break them down once again. Smooth interactions between the mech and the actual character. You control both and both deal damage. Then you get special animations going from the mech to the other, and then you got two ultimates. One that gives a burst mode to the character and enhances their moveset, and then a finishing final attack at the end. This has to be one of the most feature-rich and, like, gameplay-rich kits we've seen in the space. And that's just from the demo. Naturally, right, her kit in actual gameplay could involve her never using her regular form and only using her mech form. But as we know from Kuro, they managed to balance out their gameplay where you have to end up using a little bit of everything. Probably you'll activate some buffs in the mini form. You got to do, like, you know, a couple of attacks to activate her buffs over here. Then you'll do the big switch and, you know, probably just start smashing some shit. That's what a lot of people are going to expect from that. Now that we've gotten the credentials of Aemeath, now let's see what Sirene has for us. So, as you can see over here, Hoyo spends a lot on these, spends a lot of time focusing on idle animations I don't think anyone cares about. Let's just skip those. All right. I'm not gonna lie. This doesn't look bad. This doesn't look bad. I would say this is relatively high fidelity. And what I'll say is that this looks so much better than Columbina's. It's crazy. It looks better than Columbina's. This is what I'm gonna say about this unit. I don't think that her animations, I don't think that her quality is that bad. I actually think this is probably one of the best looking kits in Honkai Star Rail. But this is the thing. This is a rendered cutscene. That's what Honkai Star Rail and all its animations are. It's rendered cutscenes that have absolutely no dynamic fluidity and doesn't like interact with the environment or the open world that you're in. And so, at a baseline, any animation in Honkai Star Rail should automatically be better than any other game. That is the expectation when you are a turn-based game and all of your attacks are just rendered versus like actually being dynamic because it involves like an open world and like an actual arena. This over here, it's just the same shit over and over again. No alternative camera angles, nothing like that. You just get what you get and then the background and then the enemy changes. That's it. For Honkai Star Rail to not be as good as Wuthering Waves and actually be worse is an automatic failure. And that's just how it's going to be. They did do a pretty good job with it, though, for what they do have. But once again, it's less attacks, it's less animations than what we have for Aemeath. And this is all you have in the game. There's nothing else here. There's no, like, open world. You can't, like, walk around with the characters or any of that unless you're just going to be, like, using, like, your technique. It's decent. It's pretty good. It's actually the best in Honkai Star Rail, but it still doesn't live up to the standards that we're seeing over here. Because all I need to do, guys, is show you this. All I need to do is show you guys this, and it's already better than everything we saw in there. And that's what I'm saying. You're a turn-based game. You need to be better. Plus, you make billions more dollars than this company, so you should have more budget to make it look better. But it's not happening. So yeah, that's going to be the Sirene comparison. And like I said before, guys, it's going to start good, then get progressively worse from there. We looked at the best that Hoyo had to offer. Now let's go ahead and take a look at, well, something that's naturally going to be a bit worse. We got those Firefly animations, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there we go. Oh, so cute. Hee hee. Oh, can't wait to use her in-game. Can't wait to use her in-game, boys. I bet her moveset looks pretty cool. Yep. There we go. Okay, run around. Yeah, do that. Oh, let's see that again. Damn.
Top 5 scariest. Jump scares.
She already has more attacks. Yeah, I'm sorry. She already has more attacks. Yeah, that's Firefly's only attack. That's it. I don't know why they keep doing it. It's not like it's going to chain into anything else. Now let's see the combat, guys. Here we go. Boom! We got a 1 mech attack, boys. And now let's see the combat. Boom! 1 punch. Okay. 1 kick. Should I do the Firefly voice line?
Fight! Everything burns to ashes!
I mean, that's it. She's got like 4 attacks. I'm sorry, that's the end of the showcase. There's nothing else. That's it. Like, guys, this is where the combat piece started. It lasts 40 seconds. The rest was just the dude jerking off in the overworld with the animations. It's 4 attacks. You want to know something about all of these games? This unit costs more than this unit. 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 And you want to know what's going to happen with this next one we have coming up, ladies and gentlemen? This unit costs more than this one. And when you see this unit, you will know for certain. You will know for certain that Hoyoverse is scamming you. Get ready for that. We got Seed.
S-rank electric attack agent Seed. With the modifications made by this young genius mech engineer, the Seed Senior mech boasts immense firepower capabilities. Seed also excels
get ready,
at
boys.
coordinating with other attack agents.
She rides a fucking Segway. She's like fucking Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Dominate the battlefield. In combat, Seed selects the attack
They start off her showcase with a different character.
character with the highest attack stat as her partner, or as she calls it, her Vanguard. When the Vanguard unleashes an EX special attack, Seed enters the onslaught state,
Literally,
increasing her attack and crit damage.
she's not
when
doing
Seed
anything.
uses an EX special attack, her Vanguard will enter the direct strike state, increasing their attack.
I'm sorry, this is the worst. I didn't even watch this showcase. It's fucking awful. Bro, they don't even show her 90% of the time.
Overwhelming. In addition, the energy Seed and her Vanguard spend while fighting on the front lines will be used to replenish Seed's mech. Seed deals on field also restores energy for her Vanguard.
What is this shit?
Field also at the same time.
Bro, she's
the
like
damage
on a
Seed
Segway
deals on
throwing
field
yo-yos
also
at the enemy.
restores
What the fuck? She's on a Segway, has like holographic add-ons. I don't even know what those are. They just look like fucking bricks. Like holographic cloaked bricks on the side. She's riding a Segway and then throwing electric yo-yos at the enemy. It doesn't even look... I cannot even identify what she's doing. What is this? What are those? Like, the only guy I know is that this is a floating Segway.
energy for her Vanguard and steel charge for herself, strengthening the continuous damage capabilities of the whole squad.
Senior and I have more than enough firepower to cover you.
Spending much of her time with machines, Seed prefers to fight with her steel wheels and floating turrets. When encountering a difficult
And my favorite part is that for the mech, they use potentially the ugliest fucking mech design anyone has ever seen in a game before. Guys, does anyone want to pilot this thing? Like, do you feel excited when you get to control this? Brother, I don't know how they did it, but they made like a fat robot. I'm sorry, I don't feel like playing a fat robot.
turrets. When encountering a
It just looks like so clunky and like unwieldy and just like not good. And when you know that these guys have designed like cool looking mechs before, like I'll be real, Sam looks pretty cool. His moveset is dog shit because he only does like 3 things, but Sam's design is cool. Svarog's design is also cool. There have been cool things in this game before. This dude just looks fucking lame.
difficult enemy, she'll summon Seed Senior for a deadly counterattack. Then, upon consuming a certain amount of steel charge to charge Seed Senior, he'll execute an additional skill with 2 powerful hits, dealing massive electric damage.
Isn't Ban Yue a mech? Ban Yue is also cool too.
With enough energy, press the EX special attack button.
Bro, I'm sorry. Can we just look at how many times this played?
With enough energy,
Where he goes like this, right? He winds back, punches them, then proceeds to jump backward, shoot, and then punch them again. Right there, right? Goes back and shoots, and then punches them again. How many times does he do that?
on consuming a certain amount of steel charge to charge Seed Senior, he'll execute an additional skill with 2 powerful hits, dealing massive electric damage.
They're about to play it again! He just did that!
Attack button. To have the
They just
additional skill,
replayed the same
Senior
thing
will
twice!
Execute an additional skill with 2 powerful hits, dealing massive electric damage. With enough energy, press the EX special attack button.
He has 3 moves! He just got 3. He just has 1 combo that he repeats over and over.
To have the mech enter flight mode, firing a barrage of missiles
He
at
did it!
enemies with a charged
He did
mech.
it! He did it 2
Enough
times in a
energy,
row!
press the EX special
Look at
attack
this!
button to have the mech enter flight mode, firing a barrage
He's about to hit him
of missiles
again!
at enemies with a charged mech.
Guys, it's so repetitive. You guys thought I was replaying.
Punch as the finishing move. In combat, Seed can act as the main attacker using heavy attacks from her
Ooh,
mech
he's about to
and the area
hit him with it
firepower
again. This is like a culmination of the dog shit. It's the worst pilot design because Seed looks like dog ass. It's the worst mech design because Seed Senior looks like a fucking idiot. And it's easily the worst gameplay and kit out of all of them because all I see is this dude. He throws a haymaker, then dashes back, and then slams down. He shoots, haymaker, dashes back, slams down, just over and over again.
Her EX special attack.
And then whatever the fuck, like, this is a real frame in the game. This is a real, like, frame in the game, bro.
To suppress enemies.
This character's just nasty, bro. This character is just, like, this is just a nasty unit. There's a reason why she's the lowest revenue unit in, like, the history of ZZZ. And that unit costs more than this one. Seed costs more than this unit. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Aemeath. This character, these animations, this kit with that many movesets, that many different playstyles, that many unique animations, intro, entry, 2 ultimates, all of that. Out of all these characters with these disappointing, lackluster kits that have not lived up to the potential that they should have, all these characters cost more than Aemeath. All of them. Hundreds of dollars more, actually. And so at this point, guys, is there even any argument to make anymore when it comes to what you're getting for the money that you spent? At this point, you're officially getting scammed. You're getting scammed here because this is the worst kit anyone's ever seen that looks like it got power crept by Barbara and Kokomi. This one's just shit. This game is a scam because this character is going to be useful for about 2 more months. Then they're going to power creep her with Elation. Don't worry. And they'll probably make, like, Alicia 2, just like they made Dahlia, so that they can, like, fix Remembrance like they fixed Super Break. It'll just be in, like, a year. Don't worry. It'll happen. This character is just shit because of the exact same reasons I said over here. It's just already happened. Firefly's so bad now. It's crazy. And this character just always has it's endless on 0, man. They're power creeping a character every version. That's ZZZ's policy. A character gets power crept every new version. And she's not a Void Hunter, so she's a scam. That's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, is it a good time to be a Wuthering Waves player. And boy, is it a good time to be a fan of mechas. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.